Hello and welcome to Deadline Horror News Live for the week of November 17th, 2021. I'm Josh, and as always, I'm joined here with Donnie.
Hey.
And the Professor Smoke.
Hello.
Will couldn't be with us, but we are from the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast, and like usual, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel down below there, and click on the bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams or upload new videos or whatever. You don't want to miss anything. We want you to become a supporter of the Spook Show by going over to patreon.com/AA-Spook-Show and sign up to become a patron. We've got levels starting at $1, $3, $5, all the way up to $1,000 Spook Show Insanity level, which, you just go over and check it out. It's pretty insane. but the main attraction over there is every Tuesday we put up a new video minisode and the popular segment, The Library of the Professor, where Professor Smoke takes a curated selection from his personal collection that you usually see in the videos behind him there. And he, we talk about it and discuss it, and he gives his ratings, and it could be anything from books, movies, masks, toys, whatever it is he's got back there. He'll pull up and we talk about it. But so that's every Tuesday over on Patreon. We want to remind you that episode 82 of the podcast is out now, and it's our Spook Show Spotlight on Clive Barker. Remember episode 81, we talked about Hellraiser, the first Hellraiser film. So we decided to kind of, after that, dive into the career of Clive Barker. So that was a deep cut. It was just Smoke and I on that one. Will and Donnie were on assignment. So if you want to hear us talk about him for, I think that's a good 40 minutes or so. That one just came out yesterday. Or no, I'm sorry, Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
So that's available now. And, of course, next Monday is episode 83, and that's our Thanksgiving special. We dive back into the world of the Into the Dark series from Hulu with the film Pilgrim from 2019. So come back next Monday, November 22nd at 6 p.m. East for that one. Unless you're a patron at the $5 level, you'll get it early. So we don't necessarily, say which day or time that you'll get it, but you will get it earlier than the masses. So go over to patreon.com/AA-Spook-Show for that. So, Donnie, I want to toss to you. It's time for some deadlines and horror news.
Yeah, man. So, actually, last December, the last drive-in, Joe Bob Briggs had a holiday special. It was actually called Joe Bob Saves Christmas. He held a live auction, benefited multiple charities. Well, he's doing, he's basically returning this year, and it's a new holiday, it's all new holiday special, and it's called Joe Bob Ruins Christmas. But it's only on Shudder. Comes out Friday, December 17th at 9 p.m. East.
So exactly a month from today, as far as the calendar is concerned, because it's November 17th. So yeah, that'd be, and they never announce, or at least I should say they rarely announce what movies they're going to watch in advance. I think it's either two movies. Usually it's two movies. I'm not sure if they're doing 3 or 4, simply because this is a special. But I'd say at least 2 movies back to back, and we'll find out. Because I think his thing at Christmas time has been like they're not necessarily Christmas movies. Because I think one year they did like the Phantasm movies or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it should be interesting to see what they pull.
Yeah, man. What was that, Smoke?
Oh, no, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought all right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I didn't say shit.
Yeah. So there is a A24. We've covered their movies extensively on this show as well as our other shows. But they have come out with their first and hopefully only cookbook. It's said to be about as much of an art book as it is a cookbook. But so this is actually, as you would expect from a cookbook, recipes, delicacies, drinks. It's actually inspired by 29 different horror movies. Of course, A24 movies. Audition, Possession, Ganja and Hess, Midsummer, Trouble Every Day, The Shining, and The Witch. Some other ones. Maybe not all A24 movies. I see Suspiria on here as well. So it's there's contributions from chefs, writers, food influencers. I don't know how much this book is, but you can pick it up on A24's website, shop.a24films.com. But
Yeah, that picture looks real appetizing.
yeah, you know what, man?
It almost looks like a cup of piss on a scale with like blood everywhere. Like, what is?
Yeah, nothing. That it does look like this. I don't even know what else to say.
You see the comment from Pennsylvania Larry. I'm going to hold out for the A24 Advent calendar.
That's pretty good.
That wouldn't be very appetizing.
No, I wouldn't imagine.
Wonder if they got lamb chops. Oh.
What was that?
Yeah, if it's got something to do with lamb, just lamb chop. Well, if it's got A24, obviously, so it said The Witch, right? So like, God knows what they could come up with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, if their movies are any indication, then the cookbook ought to be expect the unexpected there too. I guess.
Yeah. I guarantee the line, would you like to live deliciously, is somewhere in that cookbook.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
All right. The final headline we got here is so we know him as I think it was Wizard Master Will from Dream Warriors, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. The actor Ira Hayden. So he's buddies with Jason Reitman, and he basically begged for any role in Ghostbusters Afterlife. And so, he ultimately ended up recording the ADR for, people running scared from running away from the ghosts. I think it was both children and adults. But they, asked him to stick around, and he ended up doing, one of the voices of the mini puffs. And I have not seen a trailer from this at all. It's not basically the way I haven't seen any trailers for Ghostbusters Afterlife. Something I saw the teaser, and pretty much to me, all I need is the teaser.
Yeah.
I don't want, sometimes, movies can put out like 6-7 different trailers, and by the time the movie comes out, you've already fucking seen them.
Yeah, we've talked about that too before, like, as far as the trailers showing too much, and kind of, if it's something you're really looking forward to, kind of avoiding the trailers as much as you can. That way, you're not completely spoiled by the time the movie comes around, like you said. So there's something.
Unless it's an A24 trailer, like we were talking about A24. If you watch one of their trailers.
Oh yeah, they could show you all the key plot points and the ending, and you still wouldn't understand what you just saw.
Yeah, yeah, that does it for the headlines.
Let's see what we got up next. We got fan experiences and events. I only found 2 things going on this weekend, and both things are going on from Friday to Sunday, November 19th to the 21st. The first one there, as you see on the screen, is Days of the Dead Chicago 2021 in Rosemont, Illinois. So obviously that's just right outside Chicago. For tickets and info, you can go to daysofthedead.com/Chicago. Guests there including, that's a pretty robust list of guests for this one, and you see some of those there on the screen. But guests include Alice Cooper, Richard Dreyfuss, Christy Swanson, Priscilla Presley, Lou Gossett Jr., Bill Moseley, and many, many more. Like, some of the usual suspects you see at the HorrorCon circuit, and some you don't normally see. So that one will definitely be a cool one. They're going to have a couple of different things going on there, obviously, other than just guests and, the convention floor stuff. They're going to have a tattoo contest called That Damn Tattoo Contest. They're going to have a costume contest called Chaos Tomb Showdown. And then, of course, there's going to be a VIP mixer, so some of the stuff that they usually do at these Days of the Dead type cons, because, this is one that they do over, like 5 or 6 different weekends all over the country. So some of the usual stuff they do and then some. So a lot of good guests at that one. So go over to daysofthedead.com/Chicago to check out more on that. And the other one that I found is a lot smaller, low key type thing. It's called Philcon 2021. It's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Same November 19th to the 21st. You can go to philcon.org for information on that. Guests include author Fran Wild and musician Sarah Henya that you see there on the screen. Now, Sarah Henya, she's like a harpist or something like that. So yeah, this is.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh in the face of harpists or harpist enthusiasts, but this just looks like a joke.
Yeah, well.
Sorry.
Now, I will say the one interesting. That's pretty good. The one interesting thing that I saw about this, though, was that apparently they claim that this is the world's first and longest running conference on science fiction, fantasy, and horror. This is the 84th anniversary of this event. So,
damn,
it's pretty old school. Like, and maybe that's kind of
make it to 85.
Well, it's made it 84 years. I mean,
they got to start bringing the heat.
Yeah,
something.
At least bring another author. I don't know, something. But yeah, there's your if you're into that scene of fantasy, sci-fi, and I guess horror. Because it seems like they have a lot of panels and discussions, and I think it's more of a, like I said, conference as opposed to a convention. So it's not it's not full of Alice Cooper and Bill Moseley, but
it's unfortunate.
You can get your book on if you want to.
If Kane Hodder shows up to this, he's just like, "The fuck is this?"
But anyways, yeah, the box office report from this past weekend, which is the weekend of November 12th through the 14th. I'll run through the top 10. Number 10, Antlers. Which made $1.1 million for a total so far of $9.5 million in its third week. So it actually fell a spot from 9 to 10. Number 9, Spencer. Number 8, The French Dispatch. Number 7 in its opening weekend, Belfast. Number 6, Ron's Gone Wrong. Number 5, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Number 4, No Time to Die, the latest 007 James Bond flick. Number 3, Dune, fell from number 2 to 3. Because it was displaced by Clifford the Big Red Dog in its opening weekend. The biggest horror release of the week. Hey, don't tell me you wouldn't be scared witless if you saw Clifford the Big Red Dog running at you down the street.
Yeah.
But it made $16.6 million. And number 1 still 2 weeks in a row, Eternals, the latest Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, made $26.8 million for a total so far in 2 weeks of $118.1 million. So that's your box office snapshot this week. New releases coming out. This new horror releases, I should say, coming up this week. Friday, we've got 6 different films coming out in various ways. The big one this weekend, opening up Friday. Actually, it plays tomorrow night in previews. It's Ghostbusters Afterlife, which we just talked about briefly just a couple minutes ago. So that'll be opening wide in theaters like Thursday night and then Friday. On video on demand, we've got Hide and Seek, The Feast, which I don't know the synopsis of that, but the poster definitely makes it look like it could be a Thanksgiving movie. So we need more Thanksgiving horror movies as we'll dive deep into the horror, holiday horror next week on the Spook Show Spotlight. You'll see, but so that could be added to the list. Another one that I think we definitely will add to the list, Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Even though technically it's not Thanksgiving, it's close enough, right?
Yeah, it's close.
Because I think actually I read the synopsis on that, and I think they even say like Thanksgiving night. So I guess it's like the overnight hours leading up to Black Friday, So it's more of like a horror comedy, but still looks awesome with Bruce Campbell and Devin Sawa.
Jai White.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Last Night in Soho comes out on video on demand, which that's already been out in theaters, but it comes out on VOD. And then A House on the Bayou is available on VOD and Epix this Friday. Next Tuesday, we've got 2 releases you see on the right side of the screen there. November 23rd, you've got The Strings, which the poster for that looks pretty cool. Like that's definitely like a 70s, mid to late 70s throwback poster there. If you can, it's kind of small, but if you can see it well enough, it's cool. And Venom Let There Be Carnage comes out on video on demand next Tuesday. So I would assume that means the Blu-ray is probably not too far behind. So those are the big releases. And then we have some horror anniversary dates. You got those up, Donnie? There you go.
Yeah, man. So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so Ingrid Pitt had the unfortunate circumstance of being born on November 21st and then also dying 2 days later, right after she turned whatever years old. But no, you would know, she's primarily known for all the Hammer films. The hell was that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Apparently, the ghost of Ingrid Pitt is trying to.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. What is that?
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know. Hey, it's a live show. Anything can happen. But no. So, but no, she's primarily known for the Hammer films, horror, Vampire Lovers, The House That Dripped Blood, Countess Dracula, The Wicker Man. That's where you would know Ingrid Pitt from. But yeah, so Ingrid Pitt, and then also
I noticed going back to Ingrid Pitt for a second. I noticed like her birthday, like you said, she died 2 days later after her birthday or whatever. But her birthday is actually this Sunday, and then the anniversary of her death is next Tuesday. Just to kind of put it in perspective of when the dates are actually coming. Yeah. All these next two that you're going to mention, they all have that in common. Like she passed away on November 23rd, and the next two, their birthdays were on November 23rd.
Yeah. So I didn't really think of what I was saying when I was saying it. That she had the unfortunate circumstance of dying. Everybody has that. Everybody will experience that. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we all have to do it.
So, Boris Karloff, horror legend. He was born November 23rd, 1887. I think Smoke could probably tell you what that year was like. No, nothing.
Well, not personally.
But no, you would know Boris Karloff from, if you're a horror fan at all. But even if you're not, Frankenstein, The Mummy, Bride of Frankenstein, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
I thought that was awesome. Because that literally was one of the last things he did. Like, the last handful of things that he did.
Yeah.
He was the narrator in, the classic animated cartoon version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I'm not that old, Donnie. Not yet.
Yeah. Well,
I think you've offended him.
No. But no. We've got actor Michael Guff, and I
Golf.
think
we went to great lengths to make sure we pronounce this guy's name right. Golf.
You know what? I was getting a sandwich while you guys were talking about it. But, no, I mean, obviously the far right picture is what our generation would recall him from. Yeah. He was Alfred. He was Alfred in 4 of the Batman movies, but he was also in Horror of Dracula, Horrors of the Black Museum, Crucible of Horror. But yeah, so that's
a lot of movies with the name horror in the title for some reason.
Yeah. Right. So, and that rounds us out, man.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So you can see there on the screen the usual places and times and events that we have going on. New podcast every Monday at 6 p.m. East, wherever you get your podcast. New video minisodes every Tuesday on Patreon, patreon.com/AA Spookshow, including the Library of the Professor is the main event there. Of course, these Deadline Horror News live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. East, give or take a few minutes. And you see there on the screen where you can, find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Slasher. We're also on TikTok. You don't see there, but pretty much the same. You look for that, you'll be able to find us. And we have the link down in the show notes. So you should be able to find it there. So I guess that'll wrap it up for this week. And be sure to come back. Go listen to episode 82, which is the Spook Show Spotlight on Clive Barker. That's out right now. And then come back next Monday for our Thanksgiving special. Come pull up your Thanksgiving chicken and sit down and eat with us and watch Into the Dark Pilgrim over on Hulu, and then come back, and listen to that on Monday. So for Donnie and the Professor Smoke, and of course for Will, I'm Josh. We are the All-American Spook Show Horror Podcast, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Deadline Horror News.
See you guys
Later.